How hormone imbalances affect the way you look, part 2. This time we're covering cortisol, and this is going to be a two-parter in itself because we've got high cortisol, we've got low cortisol, so we're going to cover high cortisol today. This topic is really near and dear to my heart because I've been there. When cortisol is chronically high due to stress, mental, emotional, or physical, it's going to cause us to redistribute fat into our abdomen, creating visceral fat, which is very dangerous for our health, as well as our face. In general, high cortisol is going to make you feel puffy all over and retain water because it also impacts our lymphatic system. So you might just be feeling like you're retaining water body-wide. When cortisol is chronically high due to stress, our adrenals also are going to increase its production of DHEA. DHEA is a precursor to testosterone. So together, elevated testosterone, elevated DHEA can lead to things like acne, cystic acne, like you can see I had here, as well as hair loss and hair growth. The upper lip, chin area. Cortisol also has a suppressing effect on our immune system, and that can increase our chances of having acne with that high testosterone because acne bacteria is a bacteria, and when our immune system's lower, it means it's more likely to cause an infection. And last but not least, cortisol is also very catabolic, meaning it's thinning on tissues. So not only is it going to affect things like our gastrointestinal system and lead to things like leaky gut, that is for another video, but it can also make our skin look more dull and also more thin in general and just not as healthy. So you might just feel like you look overall somewhat dull in appearance. The steps I took to heal my cortisol levels is 1, eating protein 3 times a day. Yes, that means you have to start eating breakfast, and reducing simple sugars and carbs because that's going to spike your insulin and blood sugar, which in turn spikes your cortisol as well. 2 is you got to unload stress when you can. That's kind of obvious. Getting enough sleep, I feel like that's kind of obvious, but herbs that can be absolutely game-changing are magnesium glycinate at night. I know that's a mineral. And then herb-wise, doing things like ginseng and ashwagandha during the day, as well as things like rhodiola and eleuthero, especially if you feel like your endurance, mental stamina, and sparkliness isn't there. These adaptogenic herbs actually help to repair the adrenal glands so they're not overproducing cortisol by calming down that hypothalamus pituitary adrenal response. Next video, we're going to cover low cortisol.